Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis. So, welcome to our weekly Bhagavad Gita discussion. So, we will be continuing with our Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. All right. Verse number 19. Iti kshetram tata jnanam jneyam choktam samasataha. Iti kshetram tata jnanam jneyam choktam samasataha. Madbhakta etat vijñāya. Madbhakta etat vijñāya. Madbhavayo papatyate. Madbhavayo papatyate. Iti kshetram tata jnanam jneyam choktam samasataha. Madbhakta etat vijñāya. Madbhavayo papatyate. Madbhavayo papatyate. Yeah, Prabhus, anyone want to try?
I try.
Yeah, Prabhus, let Prabhus try first, Mataji.
Sure.
Please.
Sure, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Iti kshetram tata jnanam jneyam choktam samasataha. Madbhakta etat vijñāya madbhavayo papatyate.
Nice. Yes, anyone? Prabhus?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Idi hetram tada jnanam neyam cha uktam samasadaha madbhakta etat vijñāya madbhava yo upadayade.
Yeah. Mataji?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Yeah, try Prabhu.
Iti kesetram takta jnanam jneyam chokta samasatata madbhakta eta vijnāya madbhagavayo papadayate. Hare Krishna, sir.
Thank you, Mataji. So, iti, thus, kshetram, the field of activities. This is referring to the body. Kshetra. Tata, also. Jnanam, knowledge. Jneyam, knowable. Cha, also. Uktam, described. Sama, sata, in summary. Samasata, in summary. Mad Bhakta, my devotee. Mad, Krishna always uses this word, Mad Bhakta. So, in the verse, when they very very auspicious, very famous. Krishna எப்பயுமே இந்த வேர்ஸ் பல இதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காரு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மட் பக்தான்ற verse ரைட். ஸோ இந்த வேர்ஸ்லேயே யூஸ் பண்ணுறாரு மட் பக்தா மை டிவோட்டி எதட் ஆல் திஸ் விக்ஞாய விக்ஞாய. ஸோ in Sanskrit whenever there is like J with an N with the underline of the above there, it's a line of above N. So the pronunciation is, this is not vichnyaya, it is viknyaya, nya. That's how you pronounce it. So it is viknyaya, jnanam. You see, same thing, jnanam, jneyam, viknyaya, atato brahma jignasho. Right, so it is Vijñāya. Vijñāya means after understanding. Right, so after understanding, Madbhavaya, a very important term here. Madbhavaya, my nature. So, Bhava, Bhava, nature. Upa, Upapatyate, attains. Okay, translation. That's the field of activities. The body, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Only my devotees can understand this thoroughly and thus attain to my nature. ஸோ கிருஷ்ணா ஏற்கனவே வந்து இவ்வளோ தூரம் வேர்ஸ் 19 வரைக்கும் 1 to 19 வரைக்கும் இந்த 3 சப்ஜெக்ட் மேட்ரை நம்மளுக்கு கிளியராக சொல்லிட்டாரு. க்ஷேத்திரம்னா என்ன? க்ஷேத்திரம்னா த ஃபீல்ட் ஆஃப் ஆக்டிவிட்டி, அது நம்மளுடைய இந்த உடல், ரிஃபரிங் டு த உடல், பாடி. அப்புறம் ஞானம்னா என்ன? நாலேஜ். அண்ட் ஞேயம், த நோவபிள். இதெல்லாம் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். ஸோ சம்மரி எஃப் கிவன் பை கிருஷ்ணா. ஸோ ஆனால் இப்போ வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட் கிருஷ்ணா இஸ் ரிவீலிங் டு அஸ் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் திஸ் தரலி. இதை தெளிவாக, முழுசாக, பூர்ணமாக புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா கிருஷ்ணா இஸ் யூசிங் த வேர்ட் மத் பக்தா, மத் பாவாயா, பாவாய உபபத்தியதே. என்னுடைய பக்தன் மட்டும்தான் இதை புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும். இந்த புரிஞ்சு என்ன தஸ் அட்டைன் மை நேச்சர், இதை புரிஞ்சு என்ன அடைய முடியுன்றார் கிருஷ்ணா. ஸோ வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் வேர்ட். ஸோ we will see the purport by Prabhupada. Prabhu, please read, Prabhu. First paragraph.
The Lord described in summary the body, knowledge, and the knowable. This knowledge is of three things: the knower, the knowable, and the process of knowing. Combined, these are called vijnana, or the science of knowledge. Perfect knowledge can be understood by the unalloyed devotees of the Lord directly. Others are unable to understand. The Monis say that at the ultimate stage, these three items become one, but the devotees do not accept this. Knowledge and development of knowledge mean understanding oneself in Krishna consciousness. We are being led by material consciousness, but as soon as we transfer all consciousness to Krishna's activity and realize that Krishna is everything, then we attain real knowledge. In other words, knowledge is nothing but the preliminary stage of understanding devotional service perfectly. In the 15th chapter, this will be very clearly explained.
Okay, bro. First paragraph. So, yeah, Prabhupada is selling here body, knowledge, knowable. இது 3 விஷயங்கள் வந்து நம்ம பார்த்துட்டோம். ஸோ அதுதான் இங்கே ப்ரோபாட் நம்ம சொல்லியிருக்காரு. த நாலேஜ் இஸ் ஆஃப் த்ரீ திங்ஸ்: knower, knowable, the process of knowing. So you see, the knower, knowable, the process of knowing. So these are called விஞ்ஞானம். விஞ்ஞானம்னா அதான் நம்ம தமிழில் சொல்லுவோம்ல, விஞ்ஞானம். விஞ்ஞானம்னா சயின்ஸ். ஸோ த சயின்ஸ் ஆஃப் நாலேஜ். ஸோ வாட் இஸ் நாலேஜ்? நம்ம ஏற்கனவே பார்த்துட்டோம். வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கொஸ்டின். வாட் இஸ் நாலேஜ்? Can anyone give me the definition of knowledge? In your understanding, based on so far we have studied, what is the definition of knowledge? Yes.
The knowledge of the super soul. The soul is knowledge, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, Prabhu have mentioned. Okay. Knowledge means to know the soul, to know the super soul. Is that all?
And the relationship, Prabhu.
Yeah. Relationship between the soul and the super soul. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. So knowledge means, first of all, we must have a discriminating ability that we are not this body. So this is the knowledge. Discrimination is very important. Discriminating ability between what is the body. We are not the body. We are something beyond the body. So that is where, what is something beyond the body? Soul. So we are Atma. So Atma, and also we have this body. We are different. This is knowledge. And to understand the relationship between Atma and Paramatma. Yes, as Prabhu said, Atma and Paramatma. So, to know all these things is knowledge. So, to differentiate that we are different between the body and the soul, and we are beyond the body, and to understand this relationship between the Atma and Paramatma, right? And definitely there is a different. So, Paramatma and Atma are different, not one. So, all these are the points we can understand when we say knowledge. So, ultimately, in one word, in one sentence, we can say that knowledge means to know Krishna. Knowledge means to know Krishna. So, this is the most simplest, best answer. What is knowledge? To know Krishna. What is intelligence? To know Krishna and practice devotional service. So, actually, to know Krishna is sufficient. You know why? When we say to know Krishna, that means you're already practicing devotional service. Because in order to know Krishna, devotional service must be practiced. So when we say to know Krishna, it's understood that he is a devotee. Okay. So also when we say to know Krishna, that means we have understood the signs of we are different than the body, and we are the spirit soul, and we are the servant of the Paramatma, and the Paramatma is the absolute truth, and Bhagavan is the highest understanding of the absolute truth, and we should serve Bhagavan. And who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is Krishna. So to know Krishna is knowledge. இதெல்லாம் வந்து அந்த அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்கில் வரணும், பிரேக் டவுன் பண்ணணும். when someone say knowledge means to know Krishna, அந்த நோ கிருஷ்ணாவில் வந்து நம்ம சொன்ன இந்த பிரேக் டவுன்ஸ்லாம் வரணும். அதுதான் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங். அதுதான் உண்மையிலே knowing Krishna. It is not that knowing Krishna means you keep Krishna as your wallpaper, you keep Krishna as your status, you keep baby Krishna in your bedroom, but you don't do anything, you don't follow anything. So that is not knowing Krishna. That is sentimentally having Krishna, but of course we have to progress. To know Krishna means to practice devotional service. So practice devotional service சொன்னாலே that means we are associating with devotees. So இதெல்லாம் உள்ளுக்கு வரும். ஸோ அதனால தான் பிரபுபாதர் என்ன சொல்கிறாரு, combined of all these things, this is the vijnana. Vijnana means the science of knowledge. That means someone's already practicing. Practicality is already there, not theoretical knowledge. நல்லா பார்த்துக்கோங்க, விஜ்ஞானனா is not theoretical knowledge. That means you have already realized and practicing it. So perfect knowledge can be understood by unalloyed devotee of the Lord directly. Yes. So knowledge means it must be revealed by Krishna, and Krishna will reveal when we serve him, we get association of devotee. Vedeshu durlabha adurlabha atma bhakta. You cannot understand the Vedas. Very difficult. Durlabha. Vedeshu durlabha. But when you associate with devotee, it becomes adurlabha. Very easy, very accessible. So others are unable to understand, right? So unless you approach a devotee, unless you listen from the bona fide spiritual master, unless you are connected to the authorized sampradaya, you cannot understand Krishna. Okay? So now this is another important point. The monist. What is the meaning monist? Yaar idu monist?
The Advaiti.
So what is the meaning here? Can anyone explain the sentence here? The monist says that the ultimate stage, what is mentioned.
The impersonalists, they want to merge the oneness of Bhagavan.
Yeah. So what is the problem? What is the problem with impersonalists?
Yes, the living entity and God is not different.
Right. So their understanding is the living entity and God is not different. Right. So this is very important. The monist says that the ultimate stage, these three items become one. புரியுதுங்களா? அப்படின்னா வெரி சிம்பிள். அவர் பிரபுபாதர் என்ன சொல்கிறாருன்னா, the க்ஷேத்ர ஞானம் ஞேயம் அப்படின்னா the body, the knowledge, the knowable, everything is one. Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, no different. I am that. Tattvam Asi, I am that. So there's no difference between Paramatma and Atma. I am that. So this is the defective understanding of the monist. And the knowledge is also to know me, to become me by worshipping me. You getting the point? The monist understanding is to know me by worshipping me to become me. So இதுதான் வந்து மோனிஸோட அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங். So to realize me by worshipping me to become me, to attain me. So இந்த மாதிரி மீ போட்டு மீ கோரிங் பண்ணுவாங்க அவங்க. என்ன பிரச்சனை? So this is Advaita understanding. So they goreng everything and become one. So that is a fact. So must be very careful on this understanding. So அதனால தான் ப்ரோபட் சொல்றாரு, the devotees do not accept this. ஸோ அதனால தான் நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம், நம்ம ஜி இருக்கார், யார் அவர், this fellow who ran away to Kailash, this one fellow, who is this fellow? This fellow who ran away to Kailash, joker lah, he's a clown, speaking jokes and everything. So he used to tell this, me and me னு ஒரு பெரிய ஜோக் பண்ணுவார் இந்த மீ வச்சு. So actually what he's trying to describe is actually the Advaita philosophy. It sounds funny, but actually is very, very intact, very, very meaningful philosophy of Advaita. So அந்த மீன் போட்டு ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் சொல்லுவார் இந்த மாதிரி, சரிங்களா? So he was very, very careful on this understanding. So the devotees do not accept this. So நீங்கள் பாருங்க, in every purport, Srila Prabhupada is stressing on the importance of the proper understanding that we are different from Krishna. So we are not equal to Krishna. We are not equal. அது நம்ம எப்பவுமே புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So the knowledge and development of knowledge mean understanding oneself in Krishna consciousness. So basically the pinnacle of knowledge is actually to engage oneself in the service of the Godhead, Krishna consciousness. So we are being led by material consciousness. Because all of our consciousness are currently material consciousness. Right? But as soon as we are transfer all consciousness to Krishna activities and realize that Krishna is everything, so when we realize that everything is Krishna, so then we attain real knowledge. Right? So அதான் வந்து நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். In other words, knowledge is nothing but preliminary stage of understanding devotional service perfectly. So இல்ல நமக்கு என்ன புரியுது? When you want to understand bhakti, you must have this basic philosophical understanding which is favorable to Krishna consciousness. ஸோ இதுதான் நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஸோ ப்ரோபாட் சொல்கிறாரு பாருங்களேன், இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப முக்கியம், ப்ரீலிமினரி ஸ்டேஜ். If you are thinking that I am God, if you are thinking that Krishna and also all other demigods are equal, if you are thinking that Krishna, Brahma, Shiva, everyone is equal, that means you got no understanding of Shastra. That means you don't have any preliminary understanding. Then you cannot do devotional service. In order to do devotional service, in order to carry out bhakti, first of all, pure bhakti. If you want to have pure bhakti, first of all, you must at least theoretically understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. இதுதான் வந்து நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். So Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Etechamsha Kalapumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. இதுதான் பாகவதம் சொல்லுது, சரிங்களா? ஸோ இது வந்து 15th chapter. 15th chapterலையும் அந்த வேர்ஸ் இருக்கு. What is the verse? 15:15, famous verse. We always quote this verse in every class. What is the verse? 15:15. Already must memorize right by now. என்ன verse? Sarvasyaham irde sanivishto. That's how I begin, right? सर्वस्याहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मता स्मृतिर्ज्ञानम् अपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम्. So Krishna is telling here, I am the goal of the Vedas. Vedascha sarvair ahameva vidyo. I am the compiler of Vedas. I am the knower of the Vedas. I am the goal of the Vedas. I am sitting in everyone's heart. Sarvasyaham hiridi sanivishto. From me comes remembrance, forgetfulness. Smritir jnanam apohanam cha. And also knowledge. So this is very important. And many other shlokas in 15th chapter. Right? So now to summarize. Prabhupada is now summarizing. So very nice. Prabhupada namakku summary kudukkararu. One may understand the verse 6 to 7 beginning from Mahabhutani, continuing through Chetana Dhriti, analyzes the material elements and certain manifestation of the symptoms of life. So these combine to form the body. Okay, ஞாபகம் இருக்குங்களா? Or the field of activity. நம்ம படிச்சோம்ல, the field of activity, 24 elements. Maha Panchabhuta, Kshetra, Kshetraknya, sorry, Maha Panchabhuta, அப்புறம் என்னது, ஞானேந்திரியா, கர்மேந்திரியா, தன்மந்திரா, பஞ்சம் தன்மந்திரா, the 24 elements இருந்துச்சு. So this is all the component ingredients of the body, of the material universe, the material elements. So இதெல்லாம் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். So and all these things are the body, the field of activity. அப்புறம் வந்து 8 to 12 என்ன பார்த்தோம்? அமானித்வம் through தத்துவ ஞானத்த தர்சனம். ஞாபகம் இருக்குங்களா? We learn what is the meaning of ahimsa, what is the meaning of humbleness, what is the meaning of tolerance. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம படித்தோம். So this describe the process of knowledge for understanding both types of knower of the fields of activity, namely the soul and the super soul. Okay, so basically இதெல்லாம் என்ன குறிக்குதுன்னா, the knower of the field of activities, so which is the soul and the super soul. So there's field of activity, the body, and the one who knows the body is Atma, and the one who knows everybody is also known as the knower of the field of activity, which is Paramatma. புரியுதுங்களா? So this is the understanding. Kshetraknya. So what is this? Kshetraknya. Kshetra means the body. Kshetraknya means the knower of the body. புரியுதுங்களா? So namely the soul and super soul are known as the knower of the body. Okay, then verse 13 through 18 beginning from Anadi Mat Param and continuing through Hirdi Sarvasya Vishishtam, Vishtitam, describing the soul and supreme Lord and the super soul. இப்போ பார்த்தோம் எப்படி the soul is having hands everywhere, having eyes everywhere, super soul. Krishna is everywhere, inside and outside. Krishna is not contaminated by the material energy. Krishna is having many hands, Krishna is all pervading. Krishna is inside every atom. Krishna is not touched by anything. And even though he is expanded everywhere, he is also in his abode. You know, even though he is expanding, he remains perfect. Puranam, right? So இதெல்லாம் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். So Puranat Puranam, Puranat Puranam ஸ்லோகம் இருக்கு. Ishopanishad. What is the shloka? Upanishad. அதுவும் மெமரைஸ் பண்ணணும். Very important shloka, invocation. Om Purnamada Purnamedam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. So இது நம்ம மெமரைஸ் பண்ணணும். Very important shloka, right? So thus 3 items have been described. ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ இந்த 3 விஷயங்களும் நம்ம டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிட்டோம். என்னது? The field of activity, Kshetra, the body, the process of understanding both the soul and the super soul. சரிங்களா? ஸோ பாடி, சோல், சூப்பர் சோல். இப்போ சோஃபா நம்ம இதை டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிட்டோம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப டீட்டெயிலி. இஸ் தட் கிளியர்? ஸோ நம்ம இப்போ பகவத்கீதா அந்த சாப்டர் முடிக்கும் போது we must be very clear on this understanding. So it is especially described here that only the unalloyed devotees of Lord can understand these 3 items clearly, right? So நம்ம பார்த்தோம், what is the criteria? You must be practicing Krishna consciousness. You must be getting the association of devotees. You must be the unalloyed devotee. Then Krishna will reveal. So இது வந்து reveal knowledge. சும்மா புக்கிஷ் நாலேஜ் கிடையாது. நம்ம சும்மா உட்காந்துட்டு நான் பகவத்கீதா படித்து முடிச்சிட்டேன், நான் பாகவதம் படித்து முடிச்சிட்டேன், நான் உபனிஷத் படித்து முடிச்சிட்டேன், நான் ரிக் வேதா படித்து முடிச்சிட்டேன், நான் ராமாயணம் படிச்சிட்டேன், மகாபாரதம் படிச்சிட்டேன். We can relate. Oh, I have read Mahabharat. So he is thinking that this is something like a bookish knowledge. When I've read everything, that means you know everything. No. Even if you read it 100 times, if Krishna's mercy, Guru and Krishna's mercy is not there, the knowledge is not revealed. அதனால தான் நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம், எப்படி இப்போ இவன் கூட தான் இருக்கான் ஜக்கீர் நாயர், அவன் தான் தொடர்ந்து படிக்கிறான், ஆனால் அவனுக்கு என்ன நாலேஜ் வருது? Zero knowledge. The Britishers, they, Max Muller, he is actually employed. Max Muller is employed by British. He is a German. He is from German, Max Muller. So he is employed by British to translate the Vedas. சரிங்களா? ஸோ மேக்ஸ் முல்லர் என்ன பண்ணான்? இந்தியாவுக்கே வந்தது கிடையாது. He never been to India, but he is translating the Rig Veda. He knows some Sanskrit, and then he tried to translate Rig Veda. And it took him about 27 years to translate the Rig Veda. 27 years. And he started the job during his early 25 to 30 years of age. So basically he have spent his prime age, that is his prime youth. He dedicated himself to actually translate the Rig Veda, Max Muller. ஆனால் why he is so much dedicated? அவர் வந்து இப்போ பகவானை புரிஞ்சுக்க போகிறாரா? கிடையாது. Because he is getting paid by the British. For every page he translate, he is getting £4. Good money. Every page he translate £4. So we know Rig Veda keep on continues. So, and what is the purpose British is doing this? So that he can actually misdirect the Indian, the followers of Sanatana Dharma. So this is one of the purpose the Britishers hit our education system, hit our Shastra. புரியுதுங்களா? You see how they play with the Indian civilization, because it is very strong. The culture is too powerful. They cannot break it. They have to hire a lot of these rascals who disguise as so-called scholars, and they have to translate these shastras. So they are actually, is a very cunning tactics by the British. Very brilliant. சரிங்களா? அப்போ அவன் ட்ரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணும்போது அவன் என்ன பண்ணுறான்? அந்த பிரிட்டிஷ்காரன் நம்ம வேதத்தை ட்ரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணும்போது அவன் சும்மா அப்படியே எல்லாம் பொய் அப்படின்னு ட்ரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணலை. நீ ஒரு விஷயம் செய்யறதுன்னா, ஒரு பொய் சொல்கிறதுனா அதில் கொஞ்சம் உண்மைகள் கலந்துருக்கணும். Then people will believe. Agree with me? ஸோ நீங்கள் பொய் சொல்ல போகிறீங்கன்னா அதில் ஒரு 50% 60% உண்மையை போடணும். அதில் ஒரு கொஞ்சம் பொய்யை கலந்து விட்டால் தான் அது ரியலிஸ்டிக்காக இருக்கும். ஸோ the same tactic. So when he translated the Shastras, he translated some of it as it is, some of it he gives his own speculation, and some of it he gives own interpretation. And that is how now we are labeled as mythology, the followers of myth. Very dangerous people. So இப்போ அவனை தான் வச்சு நம்ம கொண்டாடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். மேக்ஸ் முல்லருக்கு ஒரு சிலை, மேக்ஸ் முல்லருக்கு ஒரு மியூசியமு இருக்கு ஒன்றும். ஸோ இவெல்லாம் நம்மளை நம்ம கலாச்சாரத்தை அடிக்க வந்துவேன். மேக்ஸ் முல்லர், ராபர்ட் கால்ட்வெல், இந்த மாதிரி many the people who will come and destroy our culture. ஸோ பாயிண்ட் என்னன்னா, இவனுங்களாம் சாஸ்திரத்தை படிச்சுட்டா பகவானை புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியாது. அதான் பாயிண்ட் ஐம் மேக்கிங் ஹியர். You see, Zakir Naik have also take up and read the Vedic scriptures. So only this Max Muller's Robert Caldwell. So, many historians, all of them have actually approached the Vedas so that they can destroy Sanatana Dharma. That is the approach. But actually, they are doing very well. They have succeeded. We can see the situation right now in India. So half of almost majority of the higher politicians are atheistics. Majority of the populations don't understand our real spiritual value. They become atheistic. இதெல்லாம் வந்து யார் போட்டா அந்த விதைய யார் போட்டா? விதைய போட்டதே இவன். இப்போ வளர்ந்து முளைச்சி நிற்கிறது current situation in India. So they got no any spiritual value. They are actually Westerners in the body of Indians. Most of the people right now in India, they are nothing but Westerners, the consciousness of Westerners in the body of Indian. This is the fact. So where is meat eating? Meat eating is something alien to the Vedic culture. Meat eating, now you see India is the number one beef exporter. So India is the number one sexually transmitted disease, HIV. India is number one in rape case. So everything now number one. So, and who to be blamed? So point என்னன்னா இதெல்லாம் வந்து the consequences of the poison, the powerful seed, poisonous seed sown by the Britishers. So when India got independence, but actually அவன் எல்லாருடைய கான்ஸ்டியூஷன்ஸும் வெள்ளைக்கார கான்ஸ்டியூஷனாக மாற்றிட்டான். அதனால தான் இப்போ வரும்போது மனுஸ்மிருதி வந்து ஒரு மித், ஒரு கெட்ட விஷயம். பிராமணர்கள் கெட்டவங்க, ராமர் வந்து கெட்டவர், ராவணனை தான் வழிபடணும். யார் வந்து பிராமணர் அகெயின்ஸ்டாக இருக்காலோ அவங்களெல்லாம் தூக்கி வச்சிருவாங்க இந்தியாவில். திஸ் இஸ் ஹேப்பனிங். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் எங்கேருந்து வந்தது? பிகாஸ் they don't know our real culture. So that is why now they are having Hollywood, Collywood, Bollywood is nothing but a mix of our Hollywood become Bollywood. You take up the consciousness of the Westerners and you put into the masala and spices of the Indian, and the Indian people who act it become Collywood. And everything is portraying atheism, feminism, Western culture, atheistic understanding, degrading the Shastras. So very, very terrible. And from here we learn, our children are learning, isn't it? இங்கிருந்து நம்ம கற்றுக்கிறோம் how to become animal like the Westerners. In the Indian body, we become very proud. How you can see now, we go to Chennai, I don't see, we are so much of changes. Those days, people will be wearing saris, the women will be wearing a very, very decent attire. இப்போ போய் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா pants, jeans, and all these Western புத்தி, சாப்பாடு, ஹாட் டாக்கு, பர்கரு, மீட் எல்லாம் அதுதான் வருது வெளியே. ஸோ they don't have, their culture is gone. So now everything, the movies, everything is West, everything is English, everything is Western understanding. So this is a very pitiful situation. So when come to religion, it is all myth. So in the myth-ன்றதை யார் சொல்லி கொடுத்தா நம்மளுக்கு? இது வெள்ளக்காரன் தான். Your Ramayana is myth, fairy tale. So your Sanskrit is nothing but it's a Indo-European language. It is coming from the different language. So Sanskrit is not the highest. There's something which called the Proto-Indo-European language, which is the source of Sanskrit. போட்டானா என்ன செய்யறான்? He wanted to make you inferior complexity. We are quite, நம்மளுக்கு எல்லாமே இருக்கு, ஆனால் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறான்? They want to make us down. நீ ஒரு முட்டாளு, உன் லாங்குவேஜ் வந்து ஒரு மட்டமான லாங்குவேஜ், உன்னுடைய வேதம்லாம் வந்து இஸ் ஆக்சுவலி யூஸ்லெஸ். நீ பாரு, இட்ஸ் அ கேஸ்ட், அங்கே கேஸ்ட் டிஸ்கிரிமினேஷன் இருக்குது. வர்ணாசிரம தர்மா இஸ் பேட். பீப்புள் ஆர் டிஸ்கிரிமினேட்டிங் யூ. Why not you come and join here? We are all equal. So this is how they attack. ஸோ இப்போ அதுதான் மாறி இப்போ நம்ம அப்படி தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ அதனால தான் இங்கே கிருஷ்ணா சொல்கிறாரு, ஒன்லி மை டிவோட்டீஸ் கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் மீ, தான் பாயிண்ட். ஒன்லி மை டிவோட்டீஸ் கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் திஸ் நாலேஜ். Right? So for devotees, Bhagavad Gita is fully useful. It is they who can attain the supreme goal, the nature of Supreme Lord Krishna. In other words, only devotees and not others can understand Bhagavad Gita and derive the desired result. So Adnanda Prabhupada is giving a very special interest to devotees, because only the devotees can understand. By association with devotees, we can extract the knowledge. Okay, so that's a very important point. Okay, so yeah, I think we are done. So any question? Any question here? Very important chapter. We have completed the the subject matter of the Kshetra and Kshetraknya, right? So next we'll be moving on to Prakriti, right? So that will be next week. Okay, so next week we'll be going on Prakriti. Prakriti means nature, right? So material nature. And I won't be there for next week because I'll be in India. So Dinesh Prabhu will be taking over the discussion. Okay, so I'll be only back after that, after the next week lah. So okay, so you all can read it before the discussion. Okay, it's a very important topic, Prakriti. Okay, so is there any questions so far?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
This question is regarding not today's topic discussion, but it's more of last week Friday I had a discussion with the lawyer in my firm. He was talking about Bhagavad Gita, Dharma, and all those things.
Okay.
And then he asked what is moksha and all those things. So I was explaining to him like liberation is to simply see that to, how can I say, to end the cycle of birth and death. That's what I gave an explanation. And then he asked me one question. Okay. And then he asked like, okay, are you saying that women and men are equal? That's what he asked me. Like, okay, but do you think men and women are equal and all those things? I was answering, I do think that they are equal from a soul perspective, but when you look into the body, they are not equal because they are differently structured, all those things. And he asked this question to me, okay, can women attain liberation? And I said like can, but he asked me who are the personalities who have, the women personalities who have attained moksha. So do you know anything about that? Like, because I don't know like who are the personalities that I can
The moment, very simple. The moment you say who are the women personalities who have attained liberation, that means you don't understand liberation. As simple as that. When we speak about liberation, we are out from the bodily conception. Okay. So we don't speak about woman liberation or man liberation or dog liberation. And when we speak about liberation, basically we are, Atma is out from the bodily conception and is fully situated in his natural position of serving Bhagavan. So this is liberation. So Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita in the introduction that liberation means change of consciousness. So you don't need to die to attain liberation. So by actually simply engaging your consciousness in Krishna consciousness, so practically you are liberated. That is actual liberation. And of course, when we give up this body, and when you are thinking of Krishna, your consciousness is fixed on Krishna, then basically you are transferring yourself to spiritual world. So this is the point. So when we are speaking about, and you name me any woman liberation, that means we are very ignorant. This is very ignorant. You know why? Because in this life you must be a woman. We have taken unlimited life. You have taken a different millions of woman body and millions of man body, and not only man and woman, even millions of animals body, right? So there's it's very foolish to ask can women attain liberation. That's what I can tell you. it's not foolish to ask women can attain liberation. It's very foolish to ask, name me a woman personality who attain liberation. That's what I think, right? So first of all, why you want to address someone, as a woman personality and all this thing? Because when you say liberation, so of course, but when we are here in this material world, of course, there's a difference of the bodies. That's where the varna comes in, the dharma comes in. So the man has its own dharma, the woman body has dharma. Right? So according to that, you follow the pathway and you attain liberation. So this is the process. So when he's asking, how can a woman achieve liberation? Yeah, Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, even Shudra and Stri, they also can attain me. Krishna says this. So the point here is, when we follow your varnashrama dharma perfectly, that means you follow your duty, your natural position. Guna karma vibhagashaha. What is your guna and karma? So if you are in a woman body, then your guna and karma you follow. Then accordingly you can attain liberation. It's simple as that. So this is what I feel. Right? First, when we speak about liberation, we must be out from the bodily conception. But in order to attain that liberation, you must use that whatever body you are situated. So like you are a woman, so now you have a job to do. Right? That as a woman, what is your dharma to attain Krishna? You must get married. That is dharma. So when you say woman, automatically marriage must be in the picture. Not that I want to become a highly independent, career motivated woman. Example. So that thing one makes you liberated. Because when we speak about woman, your PhDs and your degrees won't comes in the picture. So yes, that's a fact, because PhD is material designation. So when we are speaking about woman, what is their dharma as per Shastra? They have to get married, they have to produce Krishna conscious child, and they have to serve Guru and Krishna by taking guidance from their Pati Guru, which is the husband. This is the perfect situation. I'm speaking about the perfect situation, the ideal situation. Right? So what is the problem in woman getting liberation? There's no problem. What is the problem? So my question is very simple. What is the problem? So what is your problem? We must ask him, why not? Why not woman achieve liberation? That's the question I'll be asking. Why not woman achieve liberation? And when he's asking, are man and woman equal? Yeah, you tell me your answer. What do you think? Equal or not equal? I want to know first your answer. So that is how I will approach. Is that good, Prabhu? Yeah. So that's why I'm asking now. I want to know what is your opinion? Do you think man and woman are equal? That's my first question. What is your opinion? I mean, I don't know what is your opinion. So I want to know. Did you ask him?
No, Prabhu, I didn't ask the question.
So always you must check the very important point is you don't fall in the trap, because you see, you don't take into his question. It's very dangerous. You might stuck. Another point is you might become drowned. So always you hit back with question, because that's how they realize. This is the proper way to actually make them understand. Because they are on the position of not listening. They are on the position of very difficult. They already have their own speculation going on. Right? So first of all, you want to know what is the speculation. You want to test the water. How deep is the water? You know what I mean or not? So like when, let's say, like, when you're asking me, like, what is the first question he asked? What is the first question he asked?
What is the first question? I mean, I don't really remember.
No. What was he was telling me just now? First he asked what? He was asking about
He asked about
man and woman are equal or not. That's the first question, right? As far as I understand from the.
that's one of the. I don't know. I don't remember the flow, like the exact flow of the conversation.
Okay.
But there was one of the questions, man and women will, and then
Yeah. Okay.
then like
There you can just say very simple. Yeah. So what do you think? You're asking me. Okay. So what do you think? That's how you put it back. What do you think? And from there you bring in. If he said is not equal, then you ask him why it is not equal. If he say equal, then you ask him why it is equal, how it is equal. And you give him an example of how it is not equal. We have a different ladies washroom and men washroom. If I enter the ladies washroom, it's going to be big law and order problem right now, isn't it? Isn't it? Can I enter the ladies washroom? So where is equality? Where is equality? No equality. So if the person is a proponent of equality, then you should tell him, you establish a same washroom for everyone, then we can discuss about equality of women and men. Until then, accept the fact there is a difference. Fair? Fair enough? அவ்வளோதான் ஆஃப். அதுக்கு மேலே அங்கே பேசுறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. Physiologically, biologically, psychologically, everything is different. And there is some similarities and there is different. So you must admit, you see, you don't equate your ability, the fishing ability to swim, and the fish ability to swim, and the some animal on the land to run, and then you want to make it equal. That is foolishness, because the fish has its own dharma to swim, and the turtle have his own dharma to crawl on the land. So we don't equate them. Okay, so you must see what is your position. This is called varna ashrama dharma. Okay, so நம்ம இதெல்லாம் நம்ம கிளியராக வச்சுக்கணும். So there is no problem, anyone can get liberation. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so even a dog eater, even a dog, even anyone. So the point is, you should come into Krishna consciousness. அவ்வளோதான் பிரபு பாயிண்ட். ஸோ ஆல்வேஸ் புட் ஆன் counter questions and test what is understanding, and from there use the logic and establish. Right? So what is moksha? Very simple. So you tell me what is moksha. Adam point. You are asking me what is moksha. I want to know what you think about moksha. Right, then, Prabhu? That's how you're going to tackle the person. இல்லைன்னா அவன் ஏதோ ஒரு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் வச்சுருப்பான், நீங்கள் உங்கள் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் சொன்னீங்கன்னா அங்கே கிளிக் ஆகாது. So because when he answers his understanding, then you can begin from there to correct. You know what I mean? So this is how you deal with things. So don't get very stimulated to answer the questions. Just hold on, keep calm, and throw a counter question and get a sense of what he thinks, and from there you move and establish the principles of Bhagavad Gita. See, this is how we bring in devotees. Because when you have a satisfactory answer, when your answer is convincing, then definitely. And also we must know what is this intention of question. Sometimes these people simply ask questions, but they got no any sincere intention. So that also must be assessed. Right? So when someone is sincere, then the answer will be also very relevant, our reply. But when someone is asking in the sense of challenging mood, or in the sense of criticizing mood, then the answer will be different. So it all depends on what is the mood of question also. You know what I mean? So that is why it's very important to always take questions and do a counter questions, test the water. So this is the essence of engaging in a dialogue or a communication with someone, to do a proper preaching. Right? So preaching is not simply sentimental, because every people are different. So we are thinking many people don't do this preaching. We are not trained. இதான் பிரச்சனை. Because what we have been taught, Krishna, அது ரைட்டு தான், Krishna தான். The people out there don't know Krishna. So you have to establish Krishna. Not that simply go and give them some sentimental understanding about Krishna. Krishna is baby, Krishna is cute, Krishna is dead, Krishna இப்படி செஞ்சார். These people laugh at you. Right? Because they are ignorance, and you are speaking something is higher knowledge to these people. So you are making a joke of yourself, and also he is also ignorant, don't understand things. So it becomes offense. So that is why we don't discuss pastime. Always remember, when we are speaking to new people, when we are speaking to beginners, when we are speaking to anyone, we don't discuss pastimes. That's what principle number 1. We don't discuss pastimes. And also, we don't discuss, we don't say that you go back to Krishna Loka. We have devotees who will answer. What is liberation? Go back to Krishna Loka. Perfect answer. But that is not how you engage. Because he might not even accept Krishna. He might not even accept Krishna. So you must establish who is Krishna. You must establish who is God. Then you can establish liberation. புரியுதுங்களா? So அந்த மாதிரி there is a step by step approach. So it is not about the answer is wrong. The approach is wrong. Otherwise you're going to miss the person. You know what I mean? So you must not dilute anything. You must speak the fact, but you must gradually establish the point so that he can digest. Because you have been trained, you have been listening to so many discussion. The fellow never do any listening. He cannot be understanding everything in 5 minutes of discussion. So slowly you have to decontaminate him, purifying him. Right? This is the process. So I hope you have learned something on this, approaching, engaging in dialogue. Okay, Prabhuji, is there any other question?
There's also more question that came up, which is like, first is regarding the concept of guru. Like he asked me on this question, like, okay, how are you sure that these are the exact words Krishna has spoken? I mentioned, I answered the answer. You have to look into disciple succession. I didn't like it didn't go further, but I explained disciple succession, which means like which parampara you're coming from. Like, is the parampara authentic? And I used all those bombastic words, but he couldn't understand, I guess. So,
Yeah, that's why I see. That is actually a problem. You don't use the bombastic word. You don't use all these things. Very simple. Maybe we can do a mock dialogue. Okay, you can ask me. Please ask me. You are the person. Please ask me.
Okay. So, Prabhu, I have a question. So, how are you sure that the words being spoken by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is the exact word from him?
Yes. So very, very, very good question. Very interesting question. So I can know that you are a very intelligent person because you don't trusting blindly. Actually, it's a very excellent quality. Right? This is what we need. So basically, you must understand spirituality is not something blind faith. You know, point. So, it's actually very nice. Naturally, you don't have any blind faith. You want to have faith on something which is authentic. So, you see, naturally, this is what actually Shastra said. So, point enana, very simple. If you are asking me how to know whether this is authentic or not, very, very simple. But I can give an analogy. Okay, how you are sure that you have a brain right now?
How am I sure I have a brain?
அவ்வளோதான் அதான் கேள்வி இப்போ because you are asking me how I am sure Bhagavad Gita is authentic. I am taking the question, so I am putting a counter question. How are you sure that you have a brain right now? So okay, you can tell me. Yeah, what do you think?
How am I sure?
Yeah.
I
So
mean, it comes down to a mind, but how am I sure?
yeah. So you see. This is the question. This is the same question you're putting me. You have a brain, isn't it? So now we need a method. You see, we can prove it. We need a method. So what is the method to prove you have a brain? We have to do a CT brain. So I'll bring you to a radiology department and I'll get an assessment for you. Then we do a CT brain. So by following the process, we can understand that you have a brain matter. Agree with me? Right? So, it's not, you see, the process is not as simple as it sounds, because after you do a city brain, do you know how to interpret a city brain? Do you know how to read a city brain? That's the first question I'm asking you. Do you know how to read it?
What is the city brain? Like, how do we
you see, don't even know what is city brain. So this is that means city brain is a tool Yeah, example, Babu. I am not bashing you, but this is how we should, because when you said what is city brain, that means you don't even know there's a tool that we can scan your brain, which is called city brain, CT scan, right? Right. So now, even if you do a city brain, you need an expert radiologist to interpret the city brain. Yes or no?
Mhm.
So what I am establishing here, in order to accept and verify that you have this brain matter, we have to follow a certain authentic procedure, a process, isn't it? So similarly, if you want to know that the Bhagavad Gita is authentic or not, first of all, you have to follow the process, right? To take the Bhagavad Gita and test yourself. There's a process. You come and read the Bhagavad Gita and check whether whatever mentioned in Bhagavad Gita is authentic or not authentic. Whatever is given in the Bhagavad Gita, the process of understanding Supreme Personality of Godhead, whether it is authentic or not authentic. So how you know whether it's not authentic or not authentic? It will gives you result. Purida Prabhu. How you know whether you're successing or not? The result varum. So you take up the process, you follow the process, and you get the result. This is science. You go to the city brain center, you take a city brain, and you get the result. Same thing. புரிந்துங்களா பிரபு? So if you want to ask me whether it's authentic or not authentic, so instead of you hearing from me, I'm giving you the process. Here is Bhagavad Gita. You go and find a mistake. From this Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Or if you cannot find mistake, or if you find a mistake, then you let me know, then we can discuss. If you cannot find, then you agree this is authentic. But provided you must follow the process, then you'll attain the result. As simple as that. Makes sense, right, Prabhuji, what I'm telling? Makes sense, right? I'm not speculating anything. I'm not using my biasness. Since I'm following Bhagavad Gita, I want to say it is authentic. No. I'm giving you the test. Right. So how sure you are coronavirus is real? Have you seen coronavirus? Then how sure you are?
Just believing the WHO saying it.
Okay, now the counter question comes. How sure you are the WHO is not mistranslated by someone, or someone in the internet go and edit it? Or how sure you are the WHO might want to cheat the mass population to promote vaccine? How sure you are? Put back the same thing to him. Ask him to think. So yes, so the point is, you have to investigate whether you can see corona or not. You go and follow the process, get a microscope, study the microbiology, then you can see corona. Similarly, to verify Krishna, to verify the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, okay, go back to the history, go back to the shloka. So you see the result is a person who is actively involved in illicit drugs, illicit sex, illicit meat, all the animal killing. They can give up all these things and they dedicated their life to serve Krishna and Guru. So this is the result we are getting. So isn't it amazing? Can you do that? Can any center do that? In America, they have created so many drug rehabilitation center, but none of it can actually transform these people. Srila Prabhupada went and he just chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra and he just gave up this translated Bhagavad Gita to them. So now you tell me, is this authentic or not authentic? Based on the result. This is science. Observation. Inference, hypothesis, conclusion. Are you a scientific person? I hope you are a scientific person because I am speaking science. Makes sense. So are you ready? So no problem. 1 week, 2 week, no meat eating, no illicit sex. You follow the chanting mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. You read daily one shloka, attend a discussion of Bhagavad Gita every week for 1 month. Now after that you decide yourself authentic or not authentic. You agree with the challenge. Yeah, otherwise I cannot do anything because I have already given you the process. அவ்வளோதான் பிரபு முடிஞ்சு.
That's a good answer, bro.
ஃபேர் எனஃப் ரைட். அப்போ அப்போ என்ன செஞ்சாகணும், அவங்க அவங்க நம்புறானோ நம்மளையோ வந்து உட்காந்து கேட்டு ஃபாலோ பண்ணும்போது பூரிஃபிகேஷன் வில் ஹேப்பன். பகவத்கீதா படித்து இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன் படித்தாலே பிரபுபாடோடைய அந்த அந்த வேர்ட்ஸ் போய் மாற்றும். பிகாஸ் இட்ஸ் நாட் சம் என்ன சொல்கிறது, இட்ஸ் நாட் சம் மண்டேன் கான்வர்ஷன். we are not doing some mundane conversion like the other missionaries. இது வந்து நம்ம இயற்கை, நேச்சர், ஆத்மா, பகவானுடைய பக்தி. யாராக இருந்தாலும் வந்து உட்காந்து கேட்டால் the purification will happen. And whatever we answered just now, this is a fact. So இப்போ பார்த்தீங்களா he wanted to ask a question as though like he's doubting our Shastra, but now he's in a position where he have to come and accept. Otherwise, if he's not accepting, then you don't speak about it because you never follow the formula. It's just like if you want to see coronavirus, you have to study microbiology. You have to know how to handle the microscope. Otherwise, how you can say there's corona? நீ பார்த்தியா கொரோனாவை? அப்போ நீ பார்க்கல. நீ பார்க்காம எப்படி நீ ஏன் வேக்சின் குத்திக்கிட்ட? ஏன் எல்லாரும் குத்துறாங்க? ஸோ ஐ யூ லைக் ஃபாலோவிங் த மேஸ் பீப்புள்? ஐ யூ ஸ்டூபிட்? அதான் கேள்வி. இல்லை ஐ ஃபாலோ த ஜேர்னல்ஸ் authorized. That's why we follow our authorized guru. They are our spiritual scientists. They have given the method. So they have seen God. So we are following. So same process, same understanding. Right? So this is how we explain to this person. Right? So is that clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
So we must never go emotional. We must never go and go to Guru Parampara. These people won't be understanding all these things. You must use a very logical, very relevant explanation and analogy. This is Prabhupada. Prabhupada வந்து எல்லா இடத்துலையும் இப்படி தான் பேசுவார், analogy தான் பேசுவார். You go and read Srila Prabhupada's conversation. Go and read Srila Prabhupada's Science of Self-Realization. How do Prabhupada manage to bring them? Because this is how Prabhupada speaks. Prabhupada is actually teaching us how to preach. We don't use all these bombastic words. No. Make it simple, make it clear, make it logical, make it very easy. You cut them the ego. If they are thinking that by asking such question they are being a very intelligent person, you smash them back with a very intellectual counter. Remember that, because they are thinking that they are the most intelligent person in the universe. In fact, they are not. So இதுதான் பிரச்சனை. Okay, so first you tackle down the ego, then they will come. So this is the open secret now on how to speak. So is there anything else? Okay,
No,
so
Prabhu.
thank you very much. Vanchakalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanang pavenibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna.
இதோங்க இந்தம்மா, நீங்க போன் பண்ணும்போது நான் காடி ஓட்டிட்டு இருந்தேங்க. ஹலோ, நீங்க போன் பண்ணும்போது நான் காடி ஓட்டிட்டு இருந்தேன். இருங்க. ஹலோ டிமா. ஹலோங்க திவ்யாம்மா, காது கேக்குதுங்களா இப்ப? ஹலோ, கேக்குதுங்களா? ஹலோ, நீங்க பேசுறது எனக்கு கேக்குது. உங்களுக்கு நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா? எனக்கு கேக்குது நீங்க பேசுறது.